The Earth was no longer the cradle of humanity, it had become a proving ground for survival. Climate change, dwindling resources, and overpopulation forced humanity to look beyond its blue skies and green lands. The stars, once a distant dream, became a necessity. By the year 2150, advancements in technology made interstellar travel feasible, and the race to colonize space began. But space was no utopia. It was a realm of unimaginable beauty and unforgiving hostility. Every step forward came with challenges that tested the limits of human ingenuity, resilience, and cooperation. This is the story of humanity's greatest endeavor, conquering the stars and building a future among them. Chapter 1: The First Leap. When the UNSS Pioneer launched from Earth's orbit in 2172, it carried with it the hopes and dreams of billions. Its mission was to establish the first permanent colony on Proxima Centauri b, a potentially habitable exoplanet 4 light-years away. The journey, even with near-light-speed propulsion, would take nearly 6 years. The crew of 150 represented the best and brightest humanity had to offer: engineers, scientists, doctors, and a handful of soldiers for security. Commander Elena Vasquez, a seasoned astronaut, led the mission. She knew that while technology could carry them to the stars, it was human determination that would ensure their survival. The journey itself was fraught with challenges. Micrometeor impacts tested the ship's shielding. A malfunction in the life support system caused a tense week of repairs while oxygen levels dwindled. But the most pressing issue was psychological. Confined in a metal shell hurtling through the void, the crew battled loneliness, homesickness, and cabin fever. To combat this, the ship's AI, Athena, implemented daily group activities, counseling sessions, and simulated environments to maintain morale. When the Pioneer finally arrived at Proxima Centauri b, the crew was both relieved and apprehensive. The planet's surface was a mix of rocky plains and towering mountains, with an atmosphere rich in carbon dioxide but containing traces of oxygen. It was habitable, but only barely. Chapter 2: Building a New World. The first step was to establish a base camp. The crew deployed modular habitats equipped with airlocks and environmental controls. Solar panels provided energy, while water was extracted from underground ice deposits. Crops were grown in hydroponic farms, and oxygen was generated through electrolysis. But Proxima Centauri b had its own challenges. The planet's orbit around its red dwarf star exposed it to frequent solar flares, which bombarded the surface with deadly radiation. To survive, the colony built underground shelters and developed radiation-resistant materials for surface activities. Communication with Earth was another hurdle. Messages took over 8 years for a round trip, making real-time assistance impossible. The colony had to be self-sufficient, relying on ingenuity to solve problems. When a fungal infection threatened their crops, botanist Dr. Amora Singh developed a bioengineered solution using native microbes. When a structural collapse buried 2 engineers, the colony's emergency protocols and quick thinking saved their lives. Chapter 3: The Human Factor. As the colony grew, so did its complexity. Interpersonal conflicts emerged, driven by cultural differences, stress, and the isolation of space. Commander Vasquez often found herself mediating disputes, from disagreements over resource allocation to personal grievances. One of the most contentious issues was governance. The initial mission plan designated the Pioneer's leadership as the governing body, but as the colony expanded, settlers demanded a more democratic system. After heated debates, a council was formed, with representatives elected by the colonists. This shift marked a turning point, as the colony began to see itself not as an extension of Earth but as a new society. Chapter 4: Adapting to Alien Life. Proxima Centauri b was not barren. While it lacked complex organisms, microbial life thrived in its soil and water. These microbes posed both opportunities and threats. Some were harnessed to produce biofuels and medicines, while others caused unexpected illnesses among the colonists. The most significant discovery came when a team exploring the planet's caves found bioluminescent algae. This life form emitted light and heat, leading to innovations in sustainable energy and environmental control. But the discovery also raised ethical questions. How should humanity interact with alien ecosystems? A faction within the colony argued for minimal interference, while others saw the resources as vital for survival. Chapter 5: The Second Wave. By 2190, the colony had grown to 1,000 settlers. A second ship, the UNSS Endeavour, arrived, bringing new supplies, technology, and people. The influx of new settlers revitalized the colony but also introduced new challenges. Integration was difficult, as the original colonists and newcomers had different experiences and perspectives. The second wave also brought news of Earth. The situation back home had deteriorated, with wars and environmental disasters escalating. For many, Proxima Centauri b was no longer an outpost but humanity's best hope for survival. This realization fueled efforts to expand the colony, but it also placed immense pressure on its inhabitants. Chapter 6: The Unforeseen Threat. Disaster struck when a massive solar flare disabled the colony's power grid. Without energy, life support systems failed, forcing the colonists to evacuate to underground shelters. Supplies dwindled, and tensions ran high. It was a test of their resilience and unity. During this crisis, an even greater threat emerged. Seismic activity revealed a dormant volcano near the colony. If it erupted, it would render the area uninhabitable. Scientists worked tirelessly to predict the eruption and devise a plan. Using explosives and robotics, they redirected lava flows, saving the colony at great cost. Chapter 7: A New Beginning. The trials of Proxima Centauri b forged a new humanity. The colonists learned to adapt, innovate, and cooperate in ways that transcended their origins. They developed technologies that not only ensured their survival but also improved their quality of life. By the mid-23 road century, Proxima Centauri b was no longer a fledgling colony. It had become a thriving settlement with its own culture, economy, and identity. The lessons learned paved the way for humanity's expansion to other star systems. Epilogue. Conquering the stars was never about domination, it was about survival and growth. The journey to Proxima Centauri b and beyond proved that humanity's greatest strength lay not in its technology but in its adaptability and perseverance. As new generations looked up at the alien skies, they carried with them the spirit of exploration and the promise of a brighter future among the stars.